We would be looking at each other on a screen.
So yeah, one of the ways that we do this is over Skype.
Skype, okay.
Yep. And my goal would be to give you something to practice or something to work on for the week ahead.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'd be getting at here. So the first chord, let's learn 4 chords. And this is my goal. I'm going to teach you 4 chords, and then for the week ahead, I want you to practice those chords so that you can play them at regular intervals.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Right.
Okay, so the first chord, I'm gonna take over for a second here. First chord I'm gonna teach you already know. It's C major chord, right? And we use C, E, and G.
Hey, I'm Joe Connolly with Ian Temple, the founder of a very interesting, cool, unusual business. They provide music lessons online. The name of the company is Soundfly. They're based in Brooklyn. They're online music teachers. Ian, how did you get the idea to start this business?
Well, I've been a musician my whole life since I was about 4 or something like that, and I've always had a passion for education as well. And a few years ago, we began seeing these online learning programs pop up for all sorts of things, whether it's MIT courses on science or math or Khan Academy or YouTube, even tutorials everywhere. But I felt like there wasn't really a good offering for music. At the same time, we felt like a lot of the online learning programs we saw out there were video-based. You sit down and you watch videos about something and someone explains something to you, and it can be fun, it can be interesting, it can be rewarding, but it's not actually really that effective learning because you're just passively absorbing information.
So are you two-way instruction online?
Yeah, so that's exactly. We thought we could do something a little bit better, structured around how people actually learn. And so that's how we developed a mentorship-based approach.
As opposed to, quote, music teacher. Oh, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it's really about, we do have videos, we do have content online, but really the core of our program is around partnering you, a student, with a working musician, an active musician who's done what you want to do before, who will work with you to get there, to get to where you want to go.
It must be great. How's business?
It's great. We love it. We've got a ton of students who are, I think one of the most interesting parts about this for me has been that we backed into this program via experimentation. So we tried a bunch of different things in the beginning to figure out the best ways for people to learn, and our students just lit up when we did the mentorship approach. And so that's been really cool because our students love it.
Did you change anything, or did you just change what you called it to mentorship?
Yeah, no, we've changed a lot. In the beginning, we started with just video courses.
Well, okay, you did.
Yeah, just because, we had to build an audience. That was the quickest, cheapest way to start creating something and start learning.
Did you know at that time that you were going to go interactive, or were you just copying what was out there that you didn't think that was very good?
We did. We did know. We knew that we wanted to do something different.
Okay.
But we had to start somewhere.
Interesting. Yep.
So my initial theory was actually that our program would be more interactive in terms of tech-based. Like we would create a program where you played notes and it would tell you whether you got it right or wrong. And since starting Soundfly, there's actually a company that's done that really well called Musician. And they're a great program, and they've done a really good job. But I think what that misses is actually the human-to-human connection that a lot of people, need and really find rewarding. So we've gone somewhere in between.
How far away are the students and the mentors usually? 10 miles apart, 500 miles apart? How does this work? What's it look like?
This past year we had a student in Beijing working with a mentor in California. So that's probably about as far apart distance-wise as you can get.
And can you see that from your office in Brooklyn? Could you watch them from your office? Do you have a control room there? Or no?
So a lot of the communications happens via email, right, via Slack, which is an online kind of chat system, or via Skype. So if we have a student from Beijing working with a mentor in California, they're interacting on different time zones. They're interacting on, so the mentor's job is to make sure that the student is really clear on what their goals are and creates really good small activities that the student can do each week to kind of make sure they're moving forward, and then the mentor can offer feedback on that and keep it moving forward.
We could not have Ian come in here and not have a keyboard. So we're going to try to recreate the way that you would teach me if we were online instead of standing here next to each other.
Absolutely. So this is going to be a little different because we are standing next to each other, but we'll give it a go. So the first thing we do is we would want to find out as much as we can about you, because the point is the program is to meet you where you are. So what's your background in piano, Joe?
I can play a few chords.
Do you want to go ahead and show me?
Okay.
That's great. Cool. So you have the basic chords down.
Okay.
That's actually like a really good starting place. So this is really exciting. Whenever we get a new student, they're coming to us with some sort of background already, and it's so exciting to see where they are and how they want to express themselves. So that's our goal here. So the next question I'd ask you is, well, what are your goals?
I want to play the left hand now.
You want to play the left hand. Okay, we can work on that. So I'm going to take that goal, that big picture. I want to be good with my left hand on the piano, and I'm going to say, what's the first step to do that? Can we break that into a very simple activity? And the first step is really just to show you the right fingering of a chord in your left hand. So you know the notes of a C major chord, right? Can you find them?
It does feel different, though. I can tell I'm a righty. I think
absolutely.
There you go.
Yep, that's correct. So that it takes some getting used to with that left hand, definitely.
Now, we would be looking at each other on a screen.
So yeah, one of the ways that we do this is over Skype.
Okay.
Yep. And my goal would be to give you something to practice or something to work on for the week ahead.
Okay.
So that's what I'd be getting at here. So the first chord, let's learn 4 chords. And this is my goal. I'm going to teach you 4 chords, and then for the week ahead, I want you to practice those chords so that you can play them at regular intervals.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Right.
Okay, so the first chord, I'm gonna take over for a second here. The first chord I'm gonna teach you already know. It's C major chord, right? And we use C, E, and G. The basic rule with piano when you're getting started is play it what feels the most comfortable. And classical teachers are going to get mad at me for saying that, because if you're going to become a concert pianist, you need to have all sorts of technique rules. But we're not becoming classical concert pianists right now. We just want to get, so we know a C major chord. Feel free to do that again with your left hand. And let's do it an octave up. So, yeah, perfect.
So you got me to move on the piano.
There you go. Okay, we're going to learn a G major chord. So do you know where a G is?
GBD?
Yep.
Sounds wrong, though. It sounds off.
That's right, actually. I think the reason it might sound wrong is because the lower notes are on the piano, the more muddy it sounds. So let's move that an octave up to here and try it again.
Sounds better. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's just a little clearer. It's all about creating human-to-human connection and helping people take their big dreams and their big goals and put them into concrete steps that they can start moving on, like today. And then helping them stay accountable to that and move forward.
I think we're going to hear more about Soundfly in the years ahead. You're reinventing music instruction. You're also coining new words. The piano teacher is now the mentorship instructor.
Soundfly mentor.
And the guidance counselor is now the dream director.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks. May your dreams come true.
Yeah, thanks. You too.